Grim here, and I am so excited because today, finally, after a whole year plus of working on Willowpond Haven and scrounging up as much golden materials as I possibly could, I finally finished it. I am so excited to show it off. So I decided to port in instead of starting there from another area because I want the opening to kind of like be seen because I worked quite hard on that for the view. So without further ado, I'll be going in third person and then switching to first person. So that way you can kind of see what you get when you pop in. I will say this is also on the house tour as well. So if there's any furniture or anything that you see in here that you're like, what is that? Feel free to pop by and check it out. So yeah, this is the incoming view for the entrance. I made sure to try and hide as much of my UI as I possibly could. I'm not really sure how to hide all of it. So yes, without further ado, this was what was once Willowpond Haven, but is now Cherry Grove Tavern, the main homestead and the main area where people come to gather in the Night Fang house. So as you can see, there's the cherry blossom trees that kind of give that effect when I come in. Here, and then first person. And then here's one of the little cubs that roams around to guard. So if we come this way. Oh, this is so weird being in first person. I hardly ever use this. If we come this way, actually, I kind of want to... Yeah, I think I'm going to go in third person. I don't really like first person very much. Over here, we have a nice little picnic area, where if you bring a little basket and stuff, you can kind of sit and just kind of enjoy your time here. So, nice little picnic area. Also, this is my first ever, like, official tour, so I apologize if I'm kind of awkward and clunky. I think the first areas I'm going to show are actually going to be my house. As you can see, there's something up there which I am super excited about. But I think I'm going to show my houses first, since I think that's kind of like the area that I think is like the least honestly impressive in my opinion. But then over here we've got the little cherry trees. I wanted to give like a whimsical, like fantasy kind of like glowing theme. So the house is always set to night with clear sky. And over here we've got my little corner with all of my stuff for it. Alright, so we shall start in kind of like their main family house, I suppose you could say. And then of course there's the dutiful Guar and the little door guard. So the main house here is where it is only family and then closest friends allowed. Like, no one without, like, private authorization is allowed in here. So first we have the little music room. The little frog caller. Let you listen to that a little bit. And then the little horn. And then a drum. So yeah, there's not really like a lot of like musical instruments, so I kind of tried to find at least a couple. And then if we come over here, there's their little study. This is for the kids. The Night Fang household has 3 children. There's Raja, Tazri, and Tazra. Tazri and Tazra are twins. And then if we come up here, on kind of like the second floor, this is where Destroyer of Kin, which is the character I'm currently on right now, and his beloved wife and the boss of the family, Severa Night Fang, reside usually. And of course, Severa's kind of a bit of a fashionista, so she has her own dressing room, like all hers. And as you can kind of see, she's got kind of like a cute, like, She likes glowing, cute things, kind of. Despite the fact that she's like a vicious kind of like crime boss. And then in here, there is of course their bedroom. And of course, they are a loving couple, so they of course deserve nothing but DeBella's best. Yeah, this is their bedroom, and the kids know that when the curtain is closed, do not go in Mummy and Daddy's room at any costs. They're busy. And of course, they made sure to be on the second floor in case there's any intruders or anything. That way the children are safe and protected, and they can take care of them. Then, if we come up here, this is where the children reside. So this is kind of like where they bring like their friends to like play and all that good stuff. As you can see, they've got like their childhood toys, all their like tapestries and the little things that they've made. This is where they do like their arts and crafts and stuff. And then of course one of the children is heavily into Tales of Tribute. She finds it very amusing. And then over here is where Raja sleeps. He's a... I feel like I'm going to mispronounce this. Senchrat? I think is how it's pronounced. So of course he needs the bigger bed so that way he could lay comfortably. Then of course there's his chest. And then over here is where the two twins sleep. And then of course they've got their little changing area. So yeah, this is where they sleep. Decorated by them. And then get, I guess, another overview here. And then in here. So yeah, this place was quite large. So in order to do all of the stuff I wanted outside, the inside kind of had to suffer a little bit. But I still think it came out pretty well, with like a lot of pretty decorations and designs. And nice little sitting areas and stuff. Shoo. Alright, so that is their private, personal house. Next, another area that I really like is actually the tavern. I think it's like really cool. And then of course we have the guard who actually goes through.
Honor and service.
Make sure everything is okay.
I wish I was off adventuring.
Okay, my bad. Shouldn't have disturbed her. And then of course the dutiful guard, protecting once more. So in here, this is where everyone goes for like the meetings of the house and to kind of just chill out. This is their tavern. They can come and go from here as they please. So then over here, we've got like the sitting area to eat. And then of course, there's the buffet. So that way while they're waiting, they can snack and have something to eat. And then here, there's the little tea station. So that way they can make sure to have something to drink. Or the keg in case they're feeling something kind of more boozy. And then a little bit of alcohol here. Got the changing station. And then, of course, the banker and the peddler. So I think first I'll show the bathroom. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of hard to do because making toilets, difficult. I've never made a toilet, so I'm not gonna lie, they're a little ratchet looking. Over here's really pretty though. We've got the sink and then of course some stands to set your stuff on. And then a mirror that if you jump you can see your reflection in. So then of course over here, it's a little bit darker for privacy's sake, but if you come in here, there's the toilet. So yeah, we're gonna move on from that, and then yeah, here you go. That's the other toilet. So that's the bathroom. I suppose I should probably. So yeah, that's the bathroom. So then if we come over here, of course, back in the kitchen, where Alchemy, who slings some mean drinks and makes some mean meals, works their magic. I wish I had put like a little bit more, but I definitely ran out of slots. So this is a little bit bare looking, but like, I think it's okay. It kind of gets like everything that they need done. Like I said, this is also listed, so if there's like anything you're like, what is that? feel free to come look. As you can see, kind of like up in the corner, up in the right top corner, it'll kind of tell you what it's listed under, like the tags and like the actual name that I have it under. Alright, so if we come up here, this is where the guest bedroom is. So, like, this way in case, like, because, you know, meetings can be kind of tiresome, and they can go on for a really long time, and sometimes you're just really tired afterwards. So here's where people can stay to kind of rest and recharge or stay the night. And of course, there's a little changing station for privacy in here. Have their own little bed and trunk, so that way they can put anything they brought away. Okay. Just screams of agony from downstairs, I guess. Little sitting areas, like right over here, so that way, in case you don't really feel like sitting here for the meeting, but you still want to be able to hear the meeting, you can sit over there. Otherwise, this is the main table where both the head couple and the people of the house sit while having meetings. So yeah, this is the little meeting area. And then out here kind of just leads back out to this area. And there's the nice little planter and stuff. You can see like some of the flowers. So yeah, this is where they actually hold said meetings. And then, of course, because the Night Fang household is also full of a bunch of adventurers, and Severa herself is an adventurer and loves to go dungeon delving and stuff like that, and finding like unique trinkets and expensive items, this is their vault room, or their trophy room. Has all of the stuff that they've accomplished here. And then, of course, my favorite ones are up on top. So yeah, this is where they keep kind of like all their precious trophies. Kind of just... Some of them are like really cool, and some of them are like really creepy looking. Hopefully, since the Halloween event is coming back, I'm hoping that they'll bring the Hollowjack back, because I want the Hollowjack bust for in here as well. Alright, so this was the tavern house. Run back down. Kind of like one last... Alright, so I think then we'll probably do like those two areas last, mayhaps. So then, if you come up over here, here's kind of like the little water section. Here is where the vet dungeon dummy is. He's got his own little special alcove with a bunch of different stuff. Keep him nice, happy, and entertained. This is probably one of my favorite spots due to like all of the glowing elements here. So then this area up here is actually like one of the things that I wanted specifically to add to this area. Originally, I wanted it to just be like a regular like floating garden, because I thought that would be really pretty. But I ended up finding some flooring that I really liked, so I ended up changing it to be kind of like a marble garden type thing. And then, as you can see, there's kind of like the vines and a little area. And then this is actually a Scholarium door. So if we come in here to the magically maintained garden, you can see there's kind of like all of the trees and the vines and the bushes. This is where the Night Fang people come to have parties. They kind of tend to bring like a stage and like bands and stuff like that up here, as well as like carts of food. And they just jam out for the day, have fun. yeah, just spend a lot of time up here. This fountain, actually, here, let me just, maybe that will do in first person. Yeah, this fountain has like nice glowing tones. And then, I have it turned off, I think, in the thing to where they can't like all be switched around because I like the way like the lighting and stuff of the house is. But, since it's me, show you guys the fountain real quick. So yeah, the fountain also lights up. I personally think it looks better like this, though. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it better lit up? Kind of like this? Or unlit, like this? So yeah, that's this area. And then, I wonder if I drop, if I can... Woo! For my friend who wanted splashies. I forgot to turn the add-on I have for when I'm decorating, so that's why it kind of popped me back to the front door. I have an add-on for decorating that lets me, so that way, like, if I fall, I don't die. So if we come over here, and we watch him disappear underneath the water, I had no idea how to make it to where he didn't do that, but I want him going back and forth from the prismatic cherry tree, because he's also like a prismatic pet. So if we come over here, this is actually the final resting place of their first son, who unfortunately did not make it. Well, Severa's first son, who did not make it. So here he rests, underneath the prismatic tree, with the wide blooms, ride blooms, however they're pronounced, and then the glowing plants. And then this, also, is still very pretty, even if it's turned off. But I personally like the glow, the etherealness. This was actually supposed to be like the main centerpiece of like the garden, but I just could not get it to look correct. So I ended up putting it back here where it originally was. But I think that it turned out super pretty. I love kind of like the rainbow, like glowy effect here. And then kind of last but not least, we come over here to where my trial dummy is. The Cave of Fire. So if we come through here, welcome. Trial by fire. He's got his own little glowing pet who kind of guards him. So yeah, kind of decorated everything. It was kind of hard to find like fire looking plants, but I think that went pretty well. A lot of the stuff in here is either obtained from luxury furnishing or through achievement furnishing, I will say that. But I think it turned out pretty cool. Just kind of pan around. So yeah, head back to the entrance now, real quick. So fast. Still seeing the little air bubbles from him gets me every time. Oh, I forgot to mention, there is also a comet in the sky that can be seen from up there. That's really nice. This house was meant to look like really scenic, like kind of like an actual like destination spot where you'd want to take pictures. Just a nice fun place for people to rest at. So yeah, that's Cherry Grove Tavern. Let me know what you guys think. Hello, I'm actually back. I forgot to add in This is for my friend, who was very disappointed in my steam bath video for not splish-splashing in the bath. So this is just for you, for the one who complained. Whee! You can actually see me going through the water. Just for you. Whee! I hope this satisfies you. Hearing him grunting with effort as he's jumping. And here, I'll even come up to this one. I don't know how satisfying this one will be. Oh, well. Some wet little splish noises for you, I guess. Actually, I wonder if I can at least, like, jump off, like, the bridge? I know if I jump off the top, my, thing will kind of take me back, but maybe I can, like, at least, like, jump off. Whee! Was that satisfying for you? Here, let's see if I can, like... Yee! Whee! Here, I'll do one more, just for you, just in case. We'll go from this side. Whee! Alright, there you go. Just for you. You know who you are. Alright. Now good night.